What's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Venditta, and welcome to today's episode of my video series, Play Till You Die Challenge. Today we're going to be playing a game called Captain America and the Avengers, SNES in 1993. This is a pretty darn forgettable 2D beat-em-up game. Some things make it just, to me personally, completely unplayable, but we'll get into that a little bit more as the game goes on. Basically, the story goes that the Red Skull has assembled an army of supervillains and henchmen in a plot to take over the world, but he didn't just, hire them or, kindly ask them to join. He mind controls all of these villains, like Juggernaut, the Wizard, Sentinels, Living Laser, Whirlwind, Claw, Crossbones, Ultron. So instead of actually teaming up with them, he just decides to mind control them. So I don't know. We'll talk about a little bit more about this game in general. The original home version of the arcade game was released by a company called Data East, and it was released on the Sega Genesis. Oh, look at this guy. Freaking Red Skull. You are so... Red Skull needs you! Okay, so Data East released it on Sega Genesis. We're gonna go with Captain America just because, Cap. Even though Hawkeye seems like a better decision in a game where you can just shoot guys across the screen. And then Data East licensed that to a company called Mindscape. And they released their own ports of the arcade game for the Super NES, the Game Boy, the Game Gear. Mindscape published the game, but the versions that they ported were actually developed by a company called Real Time Associates. Data East, so the original company who ported the first home version to the Sega Genesis, also made an NES game with the same title. However, the only playable characters were Hawkeye and Captain America, and the mission in the level or in the game was to actually go save the Vision and Iron Man from the Mandarin and then defeat Red Skull. So one of the worst things about this game is that when you hit someone, they flash and then they're no longer hittable, but they can still hit you. Now, again, that's pretty standard for games like this. I don't know why, it really bugged me about attempting to play this game. And I don't know if it's all the time that I've spent playing, Double Dragon's Neo, or, Scott Pilgrim, or any of, even Turtles in Time, which I can't wait till I get to that game, because that's going to be super fun. But this game just, he's got a shield, and I'm punching him, and he's kicking me down. It's just, yeah. So there isn't a lot of information on critic reception of this game, except for the Game Gear version, which on the Wikipedia page you've got from GamePro and Electronic Monthly, GamePro calling it a forgettable scroller with mediocre animation and sound. I can't imagine that that's all that much different from the Super Nintendo version, but again, we're talking about a Game Gear, so it had to be crappier. And the EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, gave it a 6.4 out of 10, saying, "It fares well on this Game Gear version, even without the two-player simultaneous play option." So, here we got some guys, mutant dudes. I don't know if these are someone from the Captain America or Avengers universe, but it doesn't really matter because they are just so fun to play against. Maybe with 4 people playing this at the same time, there would be something, I don't know, anything to, yeah. I mean, you can see. I have 1 HP left. Oh, thank God. Thank God it's over. 4 minutes, 12 seconds from the press start screen. Guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.